All ready to go. So excited, it may already be playing. So, welcome to the masterclass on how any mom can lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in as little as 30 days. And this is using my LC3 metabolic method. So happy for all of you guys who signed up, because if you are feeling stuck with the belly situation, that is my jam. I felt stuck for 5 years, and I'm sure you've put in a lot of effort and tried a lot of things, and so had I. And once I learned the right efforts, then my belly, my physique totally changed. And the good news is I was actually working, it was easier than what I was doing before. Okay, so what we're going to cover today is how to optimize your metabolism so stubborn fat gets moving and it stays off. We're going to cover the right exercises to flatten the tummy. We know we can't spot reduce. That is not what I'm saying, but you can tighten your inner corset to tighten your waistline. We're going to talk about how to lose fat without restricting food or food groups. Hallelujah. We all know we need to learn that. Number 4, we're going to talk about the ideal workout schedule to increase metabolism and tone without overstressing your body. And last, we're going to top it off with the secret sauce to keep the results long term. So many approaches are missing that element, and if you don't have that, it's just going to be a big yo-yo. So if you are here live, comment live. If you're on the replay, comment replay. I would love to know. I'm just happy that you're here, whether you're live or the replay. So all I ask is that you participate. If you are here, just engage with me, and so that this can be an exchange. And let's dive in. Okay, so most fat loss approaches, if you're feeling stuck with stubborn fat or the belly, honestly, most fat loss approaches have set you up to, unfortunately, feel that way. They unintentionally, they give you a very short-term goal of like, okay, how can we get fat loss off for 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days tops? And then they're like, bye. And it's setting everybody up for this big old cliff where your metabolism's slower and you can't sustain what you did, and then you gain the weight back. Okay, and it doesn't even target the right things to flatten the tummy either. Okay, so most women end up feeling really stuck on this hamster wheel, losing, regaining weight, and then eventually they get to a place where their body doesn't even respond to fat loss anymore, and they feel completely confused about how much to eat, what to eat, because there's so many different approaches. So over the past 7 years, actually, I've refined the LC3 metabolic method, and that's helped me and my clients lose fat, take inches off the waist for good. And that's when nothing else was working. Okay. And I'm really here to help you succeed with a permanent fat loss journey, and I'm going to reveal it to you here. So before I dive in, let's see where you're starting at. So I would love to know, what are some of the things that you've tried to either lose weight, flatten the tummy, tone up, and what was the result? I would love to just share one thing, because the goal is, by the end of this masterclass, you know why it didn't work, why you didn't sustain the result. It's either one of the two. Either you got a result but it didn't last, or you didn't get to where you actually wanted to go. And what you can change to reach your goals for good. I'm going to cover a lot, but there are certain things that I won't have the bandwidth to talk about. I'm not going to go super deep on gut health or different things. That would be another training. So if you want more on that, if there's anything that I don't cover, just let me know and I will create a training on it. So let's talk about this. We're going to go one by one. Let's talk about how to optimize your metabolism so the stubborn fat gets moving and stays off. So most women will come to us with their metabolisms in a few places. And a lot of them at this point, it's coming in slow. We start working together and we identify that their metabolism slowed because of a few factors. Okay. And the cool thing is you're not stuck with a slow metabolism. And the older you get, it doesn't mean it's just going to get slower and slower. Okay. But culprits that contribute to a slower metabolism are skipping meals, not eating when you're stressed, having done a lot of diets, eating low carb, not doing any weightlifting, you're eating low in protein, low in fiber. When you're low in fiber, this is very common, but basically your body doesn't flush out estrogen well, and when you're higher in estrogen, it's a fat storing hormone, and that slows your metabolism. Eating lots of processed foods, some processed foods, it's okay, like it's all good. I'm a big fan of 80-20, but when it gets above 20% of your nutrition, that's going to be disrupting your endocrine system. It's going to affect your hormones, which there's a connection between your hormones and metabolism. Okay, so those are the common things that we see slowing women's metabolism, and then often their body's adapted to very low calories. For example, we may discover that a woman's body will come in and she's used to eating 1,300 calories a day. She's 5'4", she's 160 pounds, maybe more, and frankly, that is really low. And it can seem, so many people are so confused that they're like, it seems like a lot because so many diets will say eat 1,200 calories or eat 1,000. Oh my gosh, no. But I need to have an honest moment with you. Low calories, very low calories, negatively impact your hormonal balance and energy, especially when you eat this low in an extended period of time. Look, one day of like, it was a crazy day and you ate 1,300 calories, like, no big deal. We're not going to sweat it. It's chronic. It's when this is happening a lot. Under eating is contributing to so many health problems, and people blame other things. It's this low caloric intake. It is stressing your body out. It's slowing your metabolism. Your body cannot heal if it's not getting enough food. And so some of the biggest results we see in our clients are when they actually gradually start eating more. They have more energy, the inflammation goes down because their body's healing. They're seeing fat loss that they haven't in so long because we're helping their metabolism come up so that they can eat more. This is a big part of the metabolic eating method. And it's one of my favorite things to see is when somebody's eating more and losing inches and they're understanding how to nourish their body. Okay, so, and then here's the other problem that I see. The general advice that you get is like, you have to be in a caloric deficit to lose fat. That is valid. But if you're metabolically adapted to, you're used to eating 1,300 calories and you're maintaining your weight at that, what in the heck is a caloric deficit? You don't want to go lower. So what are you going to do? Go to 1,000 calories? Eat less than a toddler needs to be eating for the day? Like, that's only going to cause more problems. So what we need to do when somebody comes in with a slow metabolism is we dive in. A big part of the metabolic eating method is undoing metabolic damage. Okay, and so a couple things that we can do here are get them on a consistent eating schedule. Okay, gradually increase their food intake. Say goodbye to the diets and restriction. We're going to gradually increase carbs. Okay, increase protein, increase fiber, crowd out some of the processed foods. Notice I didn't say restrict. I said crowd out. We want to make sure we're getting enough of the good things, enough protein, enough fats, enough carbs, enough fiber. And then honestly, when you're getting enough of those things, you only have about 20% wiggle room to have the cake, have a glass of wine. It's all good. You can, have the chips, the pizza. It just needs to be, 80-20, improving sleep, improving gut health, reducing stress. If you're when I say metabolic damage, it sounds pretty extreme, but what I mean is that your body has gotten to a place where it's stressed. It's going to be really hard to release any fat. You can't go into more of a caloric deficit. Your body needs to go the opposite direction, okay, at this point. So we'll go into that phase. Often our clients will see fat loss in that phase. It's awesome. But sometimes we just need to ride the wave. They'll maintain their weight, and then once their metabolism's up, then we can go into a fat loss phase. So either way, they're getting to their fat loss phase the right way. So those are some of the keys. If you do not learn how to do the weightlifting, increase your carbs, get enough of the right foods, you're always going to struggle with lasting fat loss and most likely a belly pooch, because you need to have a good balance of macros. You need to have some muscle on your body. Your body needs to be in a very healthy, healed place to bring the waistline in. Your waistline, it's a direct correlation of or indicator of like one of your health markers, right? So if your gut's soft, if your body's stressed, like your waist will widen. You will store more fat around your organs, more visceral fat, because the more stressed you are, the more you'll store fat around your organs, right? Your midsection. So of course you're going to get thicker in the middle. But as you use an approach that de-stresses your body and helps your body to heal, your body will help release that fat because it stored it from stress. Hallelujah. So you're saying, as I de-stress my body, I lose more fat? Yeah. As I make sure I'm eating enough of the good things, my body wants to let go of the extra weight. Yes, it's imperative. It is imperative. Okay, I can't, I wish, we were talking about it. Okay, we're here now talking about it. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and let's keep going. So those are the key factors to optimizing your metabolism in a nutshell. All right, we really help our clients eat the right amount of food, get their portions dialed in. Calories and macros do matter when you're wanting to see fat loss. It doesn't mean you need to track the rest of your life, but using food tracking for a season can be a total game changer with reaching your goals. I've seen it time and time again. It works. Anyhow, so that's the gist there. Now let's talk about the right exercises to flatten the tummy. So good news for you. You do not need to do a ton of core exercises. If you are already weightlifting, you're actually working your core a lot. But most people do not know deep core exercises. They know sit-ups, they know planks, they know crunches, they know Russian twists, they know mountain climbers. They know, it's like, oh, how long can you hold a plank? That's great, Sally, but you want to do exercises that actually flatten your tummy. Let's talk about what that is. Okay, so if you're new here, then this will be new. If you followed me I've been talking about this for like 8 years now, so it's a refresher if you've been following me a long time. Core musculature, let's talk about this really quickly. Okay, we have our six-pack. We have our internal obliques. We have our external obliques, right? We're all very familiar with these. And then underneath that, we have our transverse abdominals, which start at the mid-back. They're the deepest core layer. They actually wrap around the front and attach in the mid-back. Some of your core is actually even your pelvic floor. We won't go into all of that, but most people, their transverse abdominals are weak. They're underactivated. And as you can imagine, if this band of muscle is weak and underactivated and kind of loose, it will contribute to a belly. Okay, and if you aren't strengthening this muscle, I would say you could at least bring your waist in an inch just by strengthening it, because it is like its own inner corset. And honestly, it's for optimal core health that you strengthen it. So if you want a workout that walks you through a deep core workout, how to activate these muscles, just comment deep core workout. I will lovingly send that to you. Totally my gift. I want every woman to have this. It's a crime that women don't have these things, especially postpartum. If I had had this, I could have saved myself 5 years of struggle. Oh my goodness. So my gift to you, because I don't want to make this whole training about deep core exercises, but when you're doing like sit-ups, crunches, etc., you're really targeting the six-pack, and it's like, okay, this is stronger. How is that flattening your tummy? It's not. If you have even diastasis recti, where you have a gap between your six-pack, sit-ups and crunches will actually make it worse. And so you have a bigger pooch. All right, so after teaching this for so long, I actually teach women deep core exercises first, so they really learn how to activate those muscles, strengthen those muscles, and then we get into their more traditional core exercises so they can have good deep core activation in those regular core exercises. They use deep core activation in their squats and their shoulder presses. Like, it just helps bring the waist in. It protects your back. It's optimal core engagement. It takes a little bit to learn. And it's just a huge gap in the fitness industry that people are not learning and teaching. Alexandria, deep core workout. You got it. I will send it your way. Okay, so The other, as far as right exercises to flatten the tummy, you want to get into strength training. One thing about like boot camp style classes or things that are like high intensity is it can be very easy to sacrifice quality core engagement for how fast you can do the exercise. And when you have bad core engagement, it's going to contribute to more of a tummy pooch. This happened to me. I'm like, wow, I can do burpees so fast, but I had this big tummy pooch. Like, you want to prioritize good form, good core engagement in all of your strength training exercises. I don't care how fast you do an exercise if you have poor core engagement. Like, no, that's not the win. Okay, that's not the win. If you prioritize good form, good core engagement, and then pace, but honestly, like a lot of those workouts are stressing people's bodies out anyway. All right, Susie, deep core workout. Yes, you got it. Happy to send that. It's good to see you live. All right, so let's talk about how to lose fat without restricting foods or food groups. All right. The gist is, come at me if you can relate to the idea that somebody will always say a certain food is the worst thing for you. It's like, oh, now all of a sudden egg yolks are bad. Oh, now all of a sudden kale's bad. Oh, now kale's a superfood. Oh, now spinach is bad. It's just ring around the rosy. But like, this is a superfood and now it's terrible for you. Oh my freaking goodness. So, bare bones, here's the gist. If I could simplify this as much as possible, is you want to make sure, again, your body's getting enough of the right macros and enough fiber. Enough protein, baseline, 100 grams of protein. Baseline a day. Most women are getting around 60 grams. Now, there's optimal, like the best sources of protein, and then there's like not the best sources of protein. Personally, I like to focus a lot on making sure people are getting enough, and then over time, improving the quality of nutrition. Getting your nutrition down it's like you gradually dial it up. If you want to start seeing fat loss, we need to get the portions right first. Then from there, you can improve the quality of those choices. For example, a processed protein powder isn't going to be as good for you as a piece of chicken. Okay, but if one helps you get your protein in the beginning, great. Let's start there. Let's start making sure you're getting enough of the right things, and then over time get to more quality food sources. Now, a lot of people like to eat clean because they notice their body feels really good. Yes, that is the goal, but I would say start with getting the portions right first. So baseline, 100 grams of protein. And honestly, it's closer more to 120, but for most people, 100 is such a big stretch. Let's start there. Baseline fats, 50 grams of fat a day for a woman to have healthy hormones and healthy brain. And carbs, like honestly, baseline 100, or I'm like cranky dragon lady. So that one's a little bit more flexible, but we don't want to go too low because it's just, you're going to be more tired. So it's not about cutting, it's more about the right amount of foods. I would say 80-20 is great. 80% whole foods, 20% can be, a little bit more processed, or it's for fun, or it's for convenience, or it's for a special occasion. Great, have the 20%. And then if you're in a phase where your body is really stressed, like maybe you have an autoimmune, or different factors, or, you just have a lot of inflammation, then I would say getting close to a 90-10 for a season could be really good, where 90% of your diet's like whole foods, single food ingredients, really clean, and then 10%, you can still have that wiggle room. You do not need to, there's been so many clients who come into our program who they're trying to eat clean, and then it's this on-off thing because it's not sustainable, or they come into the program fearing carbs, where again, it's like they keep their carbs low and they're super tired and their metabolism's slow. And then, there will be times where they're like, man, I really do like bread. If I'm being honest, I really like bread. It's like, you can have the bread. Oh my goodness. You just got to get your metabolism in a good place so it's using it. Okay. All right. So I know this is a bit overarching, but I don't want to make this too long. Okay, so Alexandria, yes, so annoying. I know, everything's just so confusing. So let's talk about the ideal workout schedule to increase metabolism and tone without overstressing your body. Okay, so I would say 2 types of women come in to when we coach them. One is she's struggling to get workouts in, bandwidth's really low, just trying to fit in workouts. And the other one is the one who's gung-ho doing workouts. Maybe she's going to boot camp classes, maybe she's going to cardio classes or cycle or Pilates, or just like she's working out. She is working hard, and still neither of them are where they want to be. We want to do the workouts that are, one, going to increase our metabolism, not stress our body, and tone and shape how we want. That's why it's called tone and shape training. So this is baseline. This is what I've done for the past 5 years. Baseline, if you're hitting this, you're going to tone and shape your body without overstressing it. Hallelujah. I would say baseline 2 strength training workouts is good for maintenance. If you're wanting to see transformation, I would say 3 strength training workouts a week plus 2 deep core sessions a week, which are like 10-15 minutes, and then some walking. What? That's all? Here's the deal. You will find that you get better results when your body is not overstressed from exercise. So now you will see athletes or different people who look super lean, but the majority of females you will see in high intensity workout classes, either they don't have the physique that they want, and they're like, why is it not like I'm working so hard and nothing's happening? Or they've been training such a long time, like their body has adapted to all of it. So anyway, the point is, we've worked with many women who come in doing lots of Orange Theory, and you can tell there's more inflammation going on. Their body is more stressed. When you do high intensity exercise, it does contribute to more inflammation. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, never do it, but if you find that your fat loss is stalling, it's not really ideal, especially if you get into your 40s and 50s, for fat loss. Like, it can be quite a stressor. So when I say strength training, a lot of ladies, I'm talking about quality strength training. What I mean by that is, you don't want to be doing all the exercises with everybody. Here's the best way to do it. We'll design our clients' workout schedules for 4 weeks. They'll do the same exercises for 4 weeks, and there will be specific rep ranges that they need to hit with those, and choosing a weight that's heavy enough. And then they're tracking throughout the week to make sure gradually they're lifting heavier. They take minute rests between sets. We are here to build muscle without stressing the body. We are not here to do a combo of strength and cardio or try to burn as many calories. No, the point is tone and shape training. Strength training done to build lean muscle, tone and shape the body, not overstress it with fitting in some circuits in between. Look, I was this person. I was yo-yoing for years, and I always had a tummy pooch. Okay, my core engagement was bad. It stressed my body out. I would overeat later after classes like that. And then when I actually pulled back, did less with more strategy, your body will lose inflammation as long as your nutrition's going well, 80-20, right? Do strength training to tone and shape. Okay, when you build lean muscle, it makes your body look really great. Okay, you'll create more of an hourglass shape. A lot of ladies have a stubborn belly because they're under eating and they aren't doing strength training in the right way. And that is just and they have a weak deep core. And then because of their sporadic eating, their metabolism's slow. And so they have this stubborn belly. When you do exactly what I'm saying, your body shape will change. Your body composition will change. You will become more hourglass because your body's becoming healthier and de-stressing. Okay, less visceral fat, like I talked about. So that's been my regimen, like literally 3, maybe 4 strength training sessions a week, some walking and some deep core exercises. And that's it. I don't do circuit workouts. I'm not out. Now, we have some clients who love running or they love different activities, so we will incorporate that into their protocol. But that's what it can look like. All right. That's tone and shape training, and it will transform your body without like, just like grinding it out at classes or the gym or whatnot. Okay. So, and as you build more muscle, it will increase your metabolism. So it's easier to lose weight. It's easier to keep it off. All right. So lastly, the secret sauce. The secret sauce. Okay. It's the internal changes. Often we're focused on so much on, okay, nutrition and workouts. We all think, okay, if I get the right nutrition and workouts, I will reach my goals. Yes, you do need those strategic things. We've talked about it. Absolutely. But there's deeper layers that are actually the foundation underneath it. And that is, 1, doing it in a way that you are optimizing your metabolism. Otherwise, when you lose weight and you have a slow metabolism, it's so easy to gain it back. Okay, if you lose weight and keep your metabolism up, then you can lock in that weight loss. Okay, I won't go into all of that. And then the secret sauce is one of the pillars in the LC3 metabolic method we call the body, mind, and soul university. And what that is, it's going to teach you what contributed to weight gain in the first place. Okay, this can be patterns of not prioritizing yourself, not setting boundaries, emotional eating, having a belief that it's selfish to take care of yourself. It's these deeper layers, body, mind, and soul, that are driving your behaviors. So most people can follow a nutrition and workout plan with willpower for a while. It's like the Monday, Tuesday, I crushed it. By Wednesday, something comes up in your life and it's stressful. Then what do you do? Okay, that's what we want to work on, is what do you do in the times that life gets, it gets chaotic, it gets sticky, it's lifey, right? Do you have, coping mechanisms like you're not eating, you're overeating, you're going to get cookies. There's no way you just ditch your health altogether. That's actually the key to your success, is learning how to still maintain good health protocols. Workouts, there's going to be some flex and flow. You don't have to be perfect, but nutrition and workouts, so that, for me personally, we've had 2 hurricanes within the past month. My son's had to transfer schools 4 times this year already, totally transferring. It's just been wild. And I used to be the person who, when things got stressful, I would eat lots of donuts and cookies. And so that contributed to the yo-yo. I've done the inner work to learn how to be the observer of my emotions and learn that, wow, that's really not going to serve me, and I've done a lot of that inner work, the body, mind, and soul work, to change some of these patterns when life gets crazy. Okay, and that's learning so much about what's within. I can't go into all of it in this training, but I would feel like a irresponsible coach if I didn't share the secret sauce of it. Because the workouts and nutrition, yes, 100% valid. But if you are off and on a lot in your consistency, even if I gave you the perfect workouts and the perfect nutrition, you wouldn't be able to implement them consistently enough to get to your ultimate goal. So I'd be an irresponsible coach if I didn't teach this aspect of it. And that's honestly what's in the gap for so many women, because we're stressed out. We have a lot going on. As much as we would love to be motivated all the time to get that workout in, it's just not a reality. And so we need to learn some of the deeper skills so that we can create consistency. A little quick story, and then I have some bonuses for you. But I had a coach on my team for a short duration who had more certifications than I've ever seen. Like holistic nutritional this and hormonal specialist that, and like literally 20 years of certifications and all this stuff. And knowledge is great, but the gap she had was helping women implement that knowledge. So she would give them like amazing guidance on their nutrition, but their adherence would not be great because she didn't have this secret sauce to teach them about behavior change and identifying things, and really honestly sometimes calling them out when it's like, hey, you need to have a conversation with your spouse because your environment is sabotaging you. Your spouse is bringing all these things and you need to have this conversation. Here are a couple ways you can have that conversation. Like, we need to look at this as a whole picture, not just you have to stick to the workouts and nutrition and here's some rules. Like, it's so much bigger and deeper, okay, to make this lose the fat and keep it off. All right. So now I talked about losing 2 to 4 inches. So with these protocols, absolutely, I've done it. I've lost 2 inches off my waist in 28 days using these exact protocols. We've had different clients lose 10 inches off their waist in, man, we have one client do that in like 8 months. It was crazy. Could you imagine losing almost a foot off your waistline? Okay, so anyway, I could go through all kinds of client testimonials, but for you, every woman comes in with kind of a different starting point. Some are working out, some aren't, some have a great metabolism, some don't. So what I want to offer you is basically a blueprint, a custom blueprint for you. So all you have to do is comment flatter belly quiz. It'll be a quiz where I will be able to assess where you're at, different factors that will be widening your waistline. Okay, it's like, okay, are you stressed? Okay, is your metabolism slow? Okay, what are you doing for workouts? It's an assessment. And then from there, I can create a custom blueprint for you that helps you take what I just taught and put it into simple steps and what you should focus on first. All right, so if you want that, just comment flatter belly quiz. I will send it your way. No strings attached. I'm just here to help and serve so that you don't feel stuck. And I know taking all this information and actually using it can be tricky. It's like, yes, it's all great information, but how do I use this? Where do I start? And that's where a little bit of customization and guidance can make all the difference, instead of like taking information. And again, like, knowledge is power, but you have to implement it or it is powerless. It can actually just be overwhelming. So if you truly want to see changes, then just comment flatter belly quiz so that you can have this information customized to you to implement a couple next steps so you're moving in the right direction in a very doable way. All right, so I like to open it up for Q&A. Alexandria, I will send you the quiz, 100%. Great to have you live, and you're welcome. All right, so if you are, you can ask questions. I always love opening up for Q&A. If you're live, ask away. If you're on the replay, please feel free to ask questions. And then if you got value, just let me know value. Like, I would love to know if this resonated with you or if you have questions. Like I said, I know some people wanted to talk more about gut health. I can send you some other things, or if there's something that you feel like I didn't cover or include, and you're like, oh, I thought she'd really talk about this. Cool. Drop it in the comments. I either have a training on it already, or I can give you some guidance on it. One of the things I love about our Facebook group, is that I can be more hands-on with you than, on my public page. Like, this is definitely designed to be more intimate. You've chosen to be here. I really value and respect your time, and I want to be generous here because you've shown up. If you're listening to this part, this is where you get to, receive more custom guidance from me. All right, so that is it. If you have questions, let me know. And that's it. Like, it may even sound too simple, but if you are consistent with what I just talked about, it will change your health and body. And it doesn't have to be so complicated. It's just that there's so much information out there. And what I I have learned after listening to so many coaches and how to build a business, how to lose fat, how to, get whatever result. My recommendation so that you don't experience overwhelm is find somebody you really resonate with who has they talk about their lifestyle around how they got their result. That resonates with you. You can tell that they help other people well, and then learn how they do it and follow that. Otherwise, if you get little pieces from tons of different people, you'll be kind of running around in circles. Okay, so I could be that person or I may not, and that is okay. Like, I'm not the perfect fit for everybody, but the people that I am a fit for, it is magic. It is life-changing. It is, let's get the job done. Okay, so that's what I would recommend to help simplify your life. All right. Sending so much love always, and have a wonderful night.